Oh my god. Hi, girlies.
Hello,
Hi.
Jenny.
Hi, Bria. How's it going?
It's going great.
Yeah.
I mean, with the seriousness of today's topic, not so great. But we
Yeah.
have launched the High Girlies show,
Hi. Woo-woo.
and it feels amazing.
It does feel great.
This has been a long time coming, and we share the story of how High Girlies came to be in another episode, so
Yeah.
maybe stick around for that one. But maybe since this is like our opener, we should tell them about the show and what our mission is. It's very deep.
Yeah. I mean, we basically want to destigmatize smoking marijuana. You know, I think when we grew up, it was like unheard of. It was
Yeah.
looked at as like a horrible thing. And then, you know, as we've gotten older, we've learned all of its medical benefits. And honestly, we just like smoking weed.
I much prefer this to drinking any day, and I think that this should be as normal as having a glass of wine.
Exactly. That is what we're here to do. Instead of having a glass of wine, we might have had a little smoke or a little toke or a little edible or whatever you fancy.
It switches up, yeah.
Yeah.
But we hope that this kind of destigmatizes weed and also is just a time for you to maybe light one up yourself and just giggle with your girlies.
You know, relax, sit back,
Talk about pop culture.
maybe be a little bit high when you watch this. It's a good high show, and or not. You don't have to be. I mean, we're talking about fun topics, a lot of pop culture stuff, and you know, things that we feel like the girlies are into, or the guys.
Yeah, the gays and theys.
The gays, theys, or the she's.
The
No.
girls, the gays, and the theys.
Yes, the girls, the
Yeah.
gays, and the theys.
This is really for us. So
And our
this
husbands.
is FUBU.
What's
For
FUBU?
us, by us.
Yes. Yes. So if you're interested in these topics like we are, we want to know, and we want to know what else you want to hear from us, because we'll give you our hot takes and our conspiracy theories.
Oh my God, yeah. We haven't cut a single thing out, so
Let's
hope
get
that's
it
okay.
going.
So what did we smoke today? We actually smoked the same thing.
They don't know that. Oh, we smoked the same
Yeah.
thing. Yes, this is a fizzy. I don't know what it's really called. It says movement on the back.
It's a fizzy, a fake stizzy.
Yeah. But it's a disposable vape. This is like my backup because I don't know where my stizzy is currently.
Oh,
But
no.
you know, I'm not a big like I don't need to be high 24/7.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know, if you need to, that's fine. You know, whatever you need to do, but just a little puff pass and that's it.
The vape has very much high all day energy
Yes.
for me.
It's a good like I feel good.
I feel good.
Like I'm chilling. I feel relaxed. My anxiety is low. I feel at peace.
I feel very much at peace. Yeah.
Yes, with my girl Bria.
So, speaking of peace and love, what's really going on today?
Oh gosh. There's so much around this one man who I am so ashamed to share a cultural identity with.
Do you really?
No, I
He
mean,
is?
he's Jewish.
Oh, I didn't know.
Or was. We're
Is.
talking about Jeffrey Epstein.
No, was. But
Yeah.
we'll get into that. Yeah. We're talking about Jeffrey Epstein. We're talking about his list. We're talking about all the stuff that has been coming out recently.
It is all
They're
that
dropping
everyone
names.
is talking about. Yep.
Yeah. So
The
we're going to give our
TikTok
take.
streets are hot.
Oh my God.
And the Twitter streets.
You know what? I'm really not on Epstein TikTok. I don't know why, because I'm definitely like the target
Yeah.
audience, but I haven't really been seeing much about the list.
I feel like you will.
Maybe after this, since the phone is always listening.
Yeah. But there's so much to be said. I mean, there's a lot of names and speculation right now, and there's only really a couple of confirmed names at the moment, and there's a lot of people who are fighting to not have their names revealed. I really feel like people are going to do whatever it takes, murder, you know, millions of dollars. Suicide to make sure their name is not released.
Oh my God. I mean, there are so many people when Ghislaine Maxwell was like on trial, they were so afraid that their name was going to be released. They fought that judge every second of that trial to not release information to the public. And you know what? It's for a reason. There's some powerful people on there.
I mean, it's speculated. There's so many speculated names on there. I mean, you know, I saw the meme the other day about like Oprah being on the list.
Oh my God.
And like that and Michael Jackson, and how people are like, oh, well, you dragged Michael Jackson. Look at you. It's like her name is not.
I think Michael Jackson is confirmed.
Oh. Are you sure?
Yeah, I read it in the Time magazine article.
But I don't think it's his name might be in there, but he isn't accused of doing anything.
Right. No, his name is just on the list.
It was like he was
on the flight.
Yeah, and I think he was even asked and he said like no or something.
No, the woman who one of the people who is claiming that she was like trafficked or whatever is saying like, I never met Michael Jackson. I never met Prince Charles. Like, I never met these people. So not everyone on the list is even accused of being a predator or anything. Like, this man had a lot of parties. He had a lot of lit times. I mean, if you were a celebrity and you knew someone with a private jet and a private island, you wouldn't go? If you didn't know that abuse was happening?
Yeah. I mean, if some rich guy that you met who, I mean, he's not an ugly dude. He seems like
I think he's short, no? Not that there's anything wrong with short people, but I think he's
in the Slenderman household, we don't abide by short kings. But anyway,
please, short kings, do not take offense. I actually love a lot of short kings. I've said before that I love Chris Kirkpatrick.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. But no, I mean, he, like, if you look at pictures of him when he's younger, who he kind of looks like when he was young is the guy from Clueless.
Paul Rudd?
No, the guy who likes Cher, but she is like not into him, and then
Delton?
Yes. That's who Jeffrey Epstein looked like as a young kid, or like
oh my God,
20-year-old. But charismatic guy. You're living it up, like you're at an award show or a Vanity Fair party, and he's there.
But here's the thing: if you're there after 2008, you might already know that this man has been arrested and charged with sexually abusing. 36 girls.
Yeah.
He got a very light sentence. It was only like 11 or 13 months or something. But I feel like you would know that he had been to jail.
Maybe not. I mean, a lot of people who are speculated to be on there, like, who probably didn't even, let's say they just went to the island because he was like, come party with me. And they never saw anything. Like Beyonce, Rihanna, I mean. Well,
this is going on. This isn't like official though.
I know.
Just like the speculations. I could see them going.
Yeah.
It's some rich guy's island. Like, I could see the entire cast of Vanderpump Rules going.
Oh, yeah. They're for sure there. They're like, what do you need me to do? I'll do whatever it takes. Yeah. But I mean, like, the core people who are fucked, honestly, and they should be fucked, is Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Prince Andrew, what's his name? Stephen
Hawking. Stephen Hawking, God rest his soul. You are fucked. Rotten hell,
What
Stephen.
is wrong with you, sir? Like, what? Like, I get it. You need to get your rocks off, but like, you didn't have to be disturbingly.
How does it even go about that you invite Stephen Hawking on a trip to go to an orgy?
What was the event that you met Stephen Hawking at? And
the thing is that Epstein met a lot of like scientists and stuff, and he brought a lot of them. He brought Noam Chomsky, who is like a huge like intellectual and a Pulitzer Prize winner, someone who won like the Nobel Prize for chemistry.
Probably through charity work, because Jeffrey Epstein had charities. Like
that's right.
He created an Israeli one, and he had something else. And so I'm sure through that.
That was also one of the excuses that Bill Clinton gave for being on the jet, is that he was using it for humanitarian purposes.
Yeah. Let's talk about Bill Clinton for a second. Mr.
Slick Willie.
Slick fucking Willie, dude. Like, wow. He should get an award for how slick this man is.
I've never seen anybody more slick than Slick Willie.
Like, what an alternate universe that Donald Trump and Bill Clinton are like both the same.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Bill Clinton doesn't say what controversial things that
Bill
Trump
Clinton
has said,
didn't say that he didn't say you got to grab him by the pussy. But Bill Clinton definitely has grabbed them by the pussy.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, he even said that, like, he told in the deposition, it said that he told Jeffrey Epstein that he likes them young. Like, I mean, everything with Monica Lewinsky. I mean, the Monica Lewinsky.
Oh my God.
He is so lucky that's the only thing so far that has fucked him. And it didn't even really fuck him.
No, it didn't at all. Yeah, it fucked her. And the real question is, through all of this, and especially now more than ever, what the fuck is going on with Hillary Clinton?
Yeah,
what the fuck is going on with you, girl?
But also, think about this. Think about would she be? Yeah.
Yeah.
She could have been president right now.
Yeah, she could have been in her second term now, and he would be the first husband or whatever, first gentleman.
Oh my God.
And we have to deal with his ass, like, honestly.
It's sad. You know, it's sad because, like, besides Barack Obama, I feel like our parents love Bill Clinton.
The black community was obsessed with Bill Clinton. The fact that this man could play the saxophone.
Oh, he could do no wrong.
It was over.
He could do no wrong. I mean, I remember as a kid when the whole Monica Lewinsky. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, you don't remember the Monica Lewinsky?
No.
Oh, I remember being in school. I remember, like, how big of a deal it was. My parents talked about it every single night, arguing, like, it's not true. It's not true. Yes, it is, because my mom.
Wait, your mom thought that it was true and your dad thought it wasn't true? Oh my God.
Because my mom is a Republican and my dad is a Democrat. And they were arguing when it first came out. They were arguing so much about how people are just trying to, he was like, they're just trying to get this man down. Like, you know, God, look at what's wrong with our country. And my mom was like, this man did this and he should be impeached.
This is the problem with two-party politics, is that the side is always going to think like someone from our side would never do that, and they have a really hard time holding their person accountable. And I feel like that was like nationwide. Like, people could not hold him accountable for that.
By God, Bill Clinton is lucky that Monica Lewinsky was like 22, 23 when this all happened, because that is very close to being under 18.
22 is crazy.
Yeah, she was a college graduate or right before college, and then boom. Like, okay, what is going on? Every time some man, honestly, I know women do this too, but it's just so many men. Like, what is happening in your childhood? Every time I hear about these things, I'm like, it all goes back to your childhood. Like, what happened? Are you okay? I think
it's like that old school mentality, like unchecked, nurtured, toxic masculinity. Like, from a young age, they're not raised the same way their sister is, where they have a curfew and they can't, treat people certain ways or whatever. Like, I think that men are conditioned from a very early age to fall into the toxic trap.
I think that, and I think what it is too, is that men are not taught that being turned down by a woman or not being seen by a woman doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you, or that that it's okay. Like, this is part of life. Like, I don't know what it is. Men are almost more fragile than women in that sense.
Absolutely. They hate being rejected. Have you ever noticed when you reject a random man on the street and then he goes, okay, well, fuck you then, ugly bitch. Yeah. Like, you are hurt.
Yeah.
You are deeply bothered.
I have been called a 7 out loud when I was studying abroad. Yeah.
Wait, where? In Australia?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This guy that I was like hooking up with and dancing with at a club, like, went out for a cigarette break. I mean, I don't smoke cigarettes, but then I like followed him out there like, oh, we're going to leave together. And then his friends were trying to leave and they were like, dude, she's just a 7. Like, let's go. And I was like, oh, did you see me do anything? No, I took that and I was like, you know what? Maybe I am a 7. I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck what this random guy thinks. If this random guy thinks I'm a 7, like, I don't, like, as if I want to fuck you anyway.
Like, I maybe spent
Come on now.
5 brain cells on that thought. Like, damn, am I a 7? And then I was like, you know what? 7's not that bad. It's like a C.
You know why? It's because women from a young age are constantly being told, like, stuff is wrong with us.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, it's just like, I'm exhausted of this. Like,
and these
who
men
cares?
and their mamas are coddled.
Ooh, the boy moms.
They're coddled.
The boy moms.
You're coddled. You are coddled from a young age, and then when one woman says no to you, it freaks you out, and you break down, and then you start fucking young girls.
Disgusting.
But that's what I think. I think, like, with Bill Clinton, he is an F-R-E-A-K. He's a freak.
F-R-E-A-K.
He's a freak. He is a freak. I don't know what happened. I don't know what is going on. And it's almost like the freaks rise to power and millionaire status. Like,
The freak rises to the top.
look at Donald Trump. Like,
Yeah.
he's allegedly, you know, into golden showers and shit like that. It's like,
But are you a freak before you rise to the top, or are you a freak because you're at the top and you have access?
oh, it's like, were you silenced or were you silent?
Right.
Were you a freak at the top or were you a freak before you got to the top?
Exactly. Are you a freak because
What
you're
do
on the
you
top?
think?
I think it's a mixture of both. Like, I think in Donald Trump's case, from what I know, I think that he was just conditioned from a very early age to, like, be a nuisance. Bill Clinton, I don't know. Maybe he got a little taste of power and was like, oh, wait a minute. I can do whatever I want.
See, I almost think that's more psychotic, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's someone with, like, that problem that's dormant in the back of their mind, and then it becomes awakened when they get power. Like, that's sick.
Yeah. Whereas, like, if Trump was always a menace to society, then it's more like that nature versus nurture argument. Like, you can't blame him because his environment made him be like this, but, like, you know, he is to blame because he can fix himself. Whereas if Bill Clinton had a perfect childhood and never had things like go off, and he just saw, oh, I can literally do whatever the F I want and I can have whatever the F I want and I'm drunk with power, is way more terrifying.
Yeah,
and
that's like genetically in you.
But then the other thing about Clinton too is that, or I don't know if you said this, that he lied about being there.
No, we haven't said that.
Oh, so he also said, I think when Jeffrey Epstein was arrested in 2019, said that, like, he hadn't been there in the last 10 years, and that, what was the other thing that they said?
He said that he had never been to the
island. That's right. And that he, from the deposition that just came out in the documents, that he had been there and been seen on the islands, like, in 2011. So that was less than 10 years. So we'll see.
Which, like, the year amount, okay, maybe you forget exactly how many years, you just throw out a number. But to say you'd never been to the island when you had.
You have. And you know what's happening on that island.
I think if you are a man, you absolutely find out. Maybe if you're Michael Jackson, they don't tell you to protect your innocence.
My other question, too, is, like, if you're doing stuff that you know is not right, how many people are you, like, letting in to do this? Do you know what I mean? Like, because if there are 100 people, all these celebrities that are listed to have gone there, I can't imagine that they all participated, because it would have come out so long ago.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people who went to the island went because, like, well, my friend is friends with this guy who has a jet and it's fun, blah, 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 and we're all going. And maybe they had some parties and stuff, and there were some girls at the party. Like, I remember someone posted a picture of Naomi Campbell either with him or at one of his parties, and there were girls in the back that you could see were kind of young. Like, you might think that they were maybe college
But
girls
she didn't
or
know.
something. You wouldn't know for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like you would kind of see some suspicious young girls around.
You know, though, I feel like, haven't you been to a place, like, I feel like I've gone out to parties before, and then I'm like, some of these people are really young. But then you're like, or even like, I meet people and I'm like, oh, nice to meet you. How old are you? They're like, I'm 22. And I'm like, oh my God, you look like you're my age.
Yeah, that happens a lot with like models. Like a lot
Yeah.
of models look like they're our age, and so you're like, oh, we're the same age, and they're like, oh, I'm 21, like I just turned 21. I'm like, what?
And I'm not blaming anybody, but like, you know, even with our niece, like, she is 18. She looks young.
Your niece looks very young.
Some of her friends look a lot older than her, you know? And they're not even 17.
Yeah.
Or they're not even 18.
Some teens do look old. And
they want to
now,
be in the cool parties and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's just it's scary. But, you know who also likes them younger than 26?
Leo D. Also, it is alleged on Dumois that he has sex with earphones in every single time. AirPods.
Okay, so I have heard that from definitely a reliable source. Yes. And I've heard it from multiple reliable sources. So I'm not going to say who, but I know people who have been with him and have been in his circle, and they have confirmed that.
It is so. Can you imagine being him and like everybody knowing that that's just your weird thing that you do? Like,
I think it's like, I think it's only with hookups. I don't think it's with girlfriends.
But he has a lot of hookups.
Yeah.
And I mean, there are way more people who have hooked up with Leonardo DiCaprio than have dated him.
Yeah.
So that's like the majority of the time. But I could totally see him heading over to the island, popping those babies in, and getting a massage, going to town, whatever.
So what did they say about Leo? That he's just on the list?
Mm-hmm. He's on the list, and I completely believe it. But there are a lot of people who we've both seen have been put on lists that claim to be like the Jeffrey Epstein list, or they're speculated to have been to the island because they've been seen with him or whatever, who have nothing to do with it. Yeah. And that's kind of like a sad aspect.
I could see Leo, like, I don't know. I think because he's such a, like, I don't know. Bill Clinton is a humanitarian and he has the Clinton Foundation, but there's just so much corrupted, like, disgustingness there that I don't buy how much of a humanitarian he is. Whereas, like, Leo, I do buy it. Like, I do. I feel like his parents are very much, like, environmentalists. He was raised that way.
Then why is he taking a private jet to Epstein's island?
Well, that's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. I mean, look, he dates them young. He has some weird kinks. He likes models. But I do kind of want to see, like, where does this land with him? Because I could see him being in a situation where Epstein's like, I got all these young girls here. And maybe he doesn't ask, like, their age.
Pulls the James Charles effect.
Yeah.
I didn't ask his age.
Yeah. Could be that. Could be a sticky situation. I don't know. But, I mean, I like the guy. I hope he
I loved Killers of the Flower Moon. Have you seen that?
No.
It's his new Martin Scorsese movie.
Oh, really?
Oh, my God. It is so good. It is the longest fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. But it's a good one. He's very talented.
I mean, he just seems like outside of being an actor, like, there are a lot of like Kevin Spacey. That guy, I didn't really get great vibes from him anyway.
He was my favorite actor.
See, no, I feel like...
But he did have a darkness, and I think that's why I liked it.
I don't see a darkness in Leo.
No.
Do you? I don't.
No, I really don't.
You know what I see? He's a guy who wants to have fun.
He wants to have fun.
He wants to live life
He wants to ski.
Fullest.
Go skiing.
Yeah. Oh.
He wants to ski and ski.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Going back really quickly to Stephen Hawking. I'm sorry. I'm not surprised that this man got on the jet and went to the island. I'm really not. Because
Wait, who?
Stephen Hawking.
Oh.
Because a man who can cheat on his wife with the nurse.
What did he do?
I think he was getting handies from the nurse and like kissing the nurse.
Oh, Jesus.
Dead ass.
And then he said nurse.
Allegedly.
Like,
the nurse.
What's she getting out of it? A tip?
She might have been getting a tip.
Okay.
They might have thought he's very likable, I hear.
Who?
Or was.
Yeah. Who brought that to light?
That he was on the... Oh, that he cheated?
Uh-huh.
I think it's like a well-known fact. I don't know if his ex-wife said it or what, but Stephen Hawking's estate, look, this is just drama, speculation, okay?
Don't come for us.
Don't come for us the same way Jimmy Kimmel came for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like... See, with Jimmy Kimmel... And I love Jimmy Kimmel.
Do you really?
There is a pre-Jimmy Kimmel and there is a post-Jimmy Kimmel. And that is like pre-weight loss and post-weight loss. Because do you remember The Man Show?
With Adam Carolla?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
That is an era of like such toxic masculinity. And I don't think they realized that was what that was then, because it was that was part of the time.
It was very normalized.
So normalized, and like, they got praise for it, men. But then when you watch clips back from that, you're like, oy vey. Like they had, there's a lot of girls walking around in bikinis and shit like that, and it's that kind of like
Howard Stern,
that era,
Yeah.
So Aaron Rodgers said on the Pat McAfee podcast that he's ready for this list to come out. I'm laughing, and I will say why in a second. He's waiting for this list to come out, and he wouldn't be surprised if Jimmy Kimmel's name was on it. And the reason why he said that is because I guess Jimmy Kimmel was talking about the list or making a joke about Jeffrey Epstein before, and Aaron Rodgers like commented on it, I think. There's something, they have like kind of beef, low-key. I'm like, why is your unvaccinated ass like trying to get back into this? Like, what are you trying to do with
everything he does is for attention? It's one of those people that does things for attention.
Is he still with Shailene Woodley?
I don't know.
And
frankly, like, I don't care. I don't care.
Like
you know what Rodgers I care about is Jordan Rodgers. You know why? Because he's married to JoJo Fletcher, one of the bachelorettes that I love the most.
She is the best. Her and Rachel. Anyway, okay, so we talked about Bill Clinton on the list, Leo, Stephen Hawking, kind of touched on Prince Andrew. I do think it's interesting that there is like high speculation that Prince Charles is also on this said list.
He might have been on it for humanitarian reasons.
Sure, yeah.
He's a humanitarian.
We don't need to talk about the king. I don't want to die. But
oh my God, you're right. Yeah, we've gone too far. Okay, wait. Oh my God, maybe this episode is too far.
The whole thing?
I don't know.
What does
Bill
that
Clinton
mean?
is gonna come for us? I don't know.
Oh, well, he's fucked. He's fucked.
Yeah, we're not the only ones. You can't come for everyone. But the one person who I do think needs to be absolved from all involvement in Epstein is Whoopi Goldberg. She has been accused, and she got on The View and said, I barely leave my house. I was not on no island. I was not on a boat. I was not on a plane.
That woman doesn't even like to fly. She has her own bus. She has her own tour bus to get to places.
Whoever involved Whoopi in this,
shame on you.
Shame on you. Leave her out of it.
Unless we're wrong, then we're sorry, but I don't think so.
I
just don't see it happening.
I doubt it.
She is an introvert, kind of girly.
She doesn't even want to get married because she doesn't want a man up in her house.
Exactly. And you think you want to go to a house. I don't see Whoopi Goldberg as someone that let's say we're at an Oscar party. It's back in the day. Whoopi Goldberg is at her peak prime. He walks up to her and says, Whoopi, you want to come to my island? I think she would look at him and go, no, I'm good.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not going with you anywhere.
No, it's not happening. So leave Whoopi alone. Leave Jimmy Kimmel alone. I don't think Jimmy Kimmel went. Oprah, I don't know. She might have went. I'm not saying she was involved. I'm saying she likes being around really rich people on their private islands and on their planes and stuff.
Oprah is an extrovert, for sure. She likes to party. For sure. I mean, there's so many names that are alleged on whatever, and there's really only like Bill Clinton, Stephen Hawking, Prince Andrew, and Donald Trump that are like, and Leo, that are confirmed, like they were seen on the islands or have done worse things. Everyone else that's like floating in, I guess Michael Jackson too, but he wouldn't do anything. Everybody else, it's all hearsay, but I think we have a lot more to see about this.
This is definitely not the last that we are going to hear. Honestly, I feel like it's probably going to get to the point where other people are going to have some charges.
I hope so. If they've done some fucked up shit.
I think they're going to get some charges.
Bill Clinton is going to get subpoenaed for sure.
Oh my God.
He is the first.
Yeah.
The fact that you said
he's the main one.
I don't know if it's a crime to say that you like him young.
It's not a crime.
But, I mean, I think he lied in his deposition, though.
Right, and that counts. Like, you cannot lie in a deposition. You swear on the Bible.
I need everybody to be on a lie detector test.
Oh, my God.
Lie detector test them, and then we'll go from there.
We need a whole Maury episode or a Vanity Fair YouTube video or something where they hook them up. And they're like, oh my God, were you on the island? You said no. The lie detector test determined that was a lie. You were there.
The Vanity Fair edition of the Jeffrey Epstein, like, people. What are they called?
What? The Ring?
Yeah.
They're being exposed. Series. It's all happening. Vanity Fair, feel free to steal that.
I mean, how much money can you throw at something before you get arrested?
I think depending,
throw a lot of money
I know, but depending on who you are, if it's like high profile and stuff, they'll do anything to get you.
Yeah, but like, look how long it took Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
And he already had gotten arrested, so.
Yep. It all happens.
See. I hope that there is justice for these victims because it's. After watching that documentary about them, God. It is horrendous what they are going to have to deal with truly for the rest of their lives.
And I think that something that gets lost in all of this list news and things are dropping and so-and-so's on the list is that there are actual like victims. Hundreds of victims who have been through just like unimaginable shit. Yeah. And they deserve for whoever who hurt them to have to pay for that.
Like, I think every woman in some way, shape, or form has been through horrible, fucked up shit with men, whether it's something a man said to them or something that they did to them. Like, for me, I had an incident in college happen that, it still rings in the back of my mind when I have an ick or, like, I'm on high alert in a situation. Now, think about that. In a situation where you can't escape, you're sex trafficked, and these high profile people are coming through and doing whatever they want, and you have to do it.
I cannot even imagine.
Those are your nightmares every night. They have to be. Like, the amount of therapy is horrible.
Not only that, if something happens to you in real life and, like, it's someone at your school or whatever, you graduate, you probably won't see them again. But if it's Bill Clinton, you're seeing him on TV like every freaking day, and you have to be reminded of what happened to you.
Yep.
It's and really gross.
And then you see them succeeding.
Right. And acting like they're doing all these good things. It's sick.
Men are, well, could say our quote of the day now. Men ain't shit.
Men ain't shit.
That is the quote of the day.
And we say this as a married woman and a soon-to-be married woman.
He knows. He is the lesser. I mean, truly, we're both very blessed with men who are respectable, who respect us, who listen to us,
Who respect other women.
who stand up for other women. You know, I truly, in myself, I've been with Nico for almost 10 years, and I'm very proud to see who he has become as a man being together, and the morals that he has. I mean, he would never, ever do even close to any of this stuff.
Yeah.
And if he did, I would come for him in his
He knows.
death.
He knows you would cut his throat.
Yeah. I mean, Will's a great man, too.
I would cut his throat. And he
Yeah.
knows that. You have to rule with fear.
You are, yeah, well, what do they say? Every man is the head, but the woman is the neck that turns the head. I think that might be from my Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh my God. That
It's true.
is so
You control the man.
interesting.
They may be the head of the house if you want that, but you are the neck. You never heard that?
I've never heard that. My mind is blown right now.
Do you like that one?
I love that. I want to get that tattooed.
Oh my God. I can just see a tattoo on you of like a side profile of the head and then the neck, and then it's like a woman, and it's like or something like that, like something really powerful.
Yes, yes. Well, should we get into our idea of the week?
Yeah, start us off.
All right. Listen, we all know that the Apple phones, you can press your buttons
I
3
didn't know
times.
this.
And it'll pull up the emergency number. And if you don't cancel it, it will call 911.
Wait, let me just see.
You might have to turn on in your settings. But what if there was an update that alerted you by vibrating or something when a creepy man was within close range? Let's say you're walking home alone at night. Maybe you're, not really paying attention to your surroundings, but your phone buzzes and it says, to your left. And you see a creepy guy falling behind you
Just
to your left.
White frat boy with boat shoes on. And
Oh, the nightmares. The nightmares.
a popped collar.
Cargo shorts.
Yeah.
Hair gel.
Oh, that stinky cologne.
Axe body spray. It alerts you.
He goes, hey! And you're like, ah!
Hey. And then he doesn't even have to do that
Yeah.
because the phone alerts you before he does that, so
Or
you can run
you
away.
can see him starting to
Yeah,
perk up, and then the phone's like, bitch.
Shut it down. Yeah. Yeah. So that's
a
our
good one.
idea.
Don't steal that apple. Or do.
Do. You have our
yeah.
permission to steal it because we need something. I mean,
There's so many. But you know what we also need, as someone who wants to be a mother one day, is we need all of the parents out there to really focus on raising these men right.
yes. Yes. I think that our generation is getting better at that. Like,
Yeah.
our generation was raised with that whole boys can't cry, all that shit.
You got to be careful as a woman. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, but nothing is ever said to the little boy.
Yeah.
It's like, it's changing.
I'm more afraid to have a boy than a girl. Because I feel like the pressure that I would put on myself and the stress that I would have of them fucking up and you can't do anything about it and you've done everything that you can.
I'm sure a
would
lot of
break
mothers
me.
feel like that. Like,
Yeah.
mothers of serial killers and...
You know, Jeffrey Epstein's parents died before he ever even gotten convicted, and I think his mom died in 2004. So they
Oof.
never saw, or maybe they did, but they never saw him, get arrested. But
I think of like Jeffrey Dahmer's dad, who like
Yeah.
did all that interviews after he got convicted, and he was just like, I missed it. Like, I am
Yeah.
stupid. I don't know how this could have happened, but it was like pretty obvious to everyone else.
Raise your sons right.
Raise them right.
Raise them right. Try hard.
Try hard. We got to turn this around. I mean, this is like the boomer generation and the generation above us that's getting caught up in it, but we do not want to repeat history every generation. We know there's a little baby Epstein out there, and he needs to be stopped before he starts.
No, he's done. You're done.
You're done.
And if a woman turns you down, move on. Don't
It's okay.
dwell on it. You're
It
okay.
is okay. Rejection is just redirection.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Rejection is just redirection.
Sometimes
Did
when...
you make that up?
No.
Oh.
Sometimes when the world closes the door, God opens a window.
Yeah. I was going to say, isn't there another quote similar to that?
Maybe
Like
they
a
just
baby?
inserted God
Oh,
in
okay.
it. If a baby.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, with that, thanks for listening and watching. And we will definitely keep you posted on the future of the Jeffrey Epstein saga. Hopefully these people pay for their crimes.
Yeah, make sure to follow, like, subscribe, comment, all the things. You know, we're excited to start this podcast together, and we want to hear from you. Like, what are you into? What do you like? What do you want to hear from us?
Yeah, and we're on TikTok and Instagram too. So make sure you follow us.
Yep.
And with that,
Bye, girlies.